everyone, welcome back to my latest trapping video. Today we have a bunch of clips. The last couple clips are actually from like a precursor to the Emperor gangbang I took. If you haven't seen that video, go check out the video. Maybe I'll leave the video in the link down below so you can click on it. But this actually happened before that. I do have a bunch of clips. I just got that one out really fast. I have a bunch of clips before that, but this is kind of a precursor. This one not, but the end clip is. It's basically telling you, or I'll tell you why that whole gangbang thing actually happened and kind of the background behind that. But this is actually a different one. So I am currently sending my leader across the Wonder. I believe there's a Wonder War going on right now, so people are just fighting for the Wonder, and my leader kind of walks in front of them. So this is PH Gillis. I guess they didn't realize we were also a sugar guild, so he was actually trying to attack me. He realizes later and apologizes, but like, honestly, I don't care if people hit me. It's them losing their troops, so it doesn't really matter what happens. But yeah, so they are actually trying to farm me. He is a full mythic champ and everything. He has really good gear, but he is not sending his leader, so this is going to be a very easy attack. I don't need to switch to my war gear or anything like that. So here comes his attack coming in right now. It's 300,000, tier 4. Oh, I'm in fake gear. So, okay, so I'm going to switch back to my infantry phalanx. I'm actually in my fake war gear, which actually looks not... It might actually look better than my real war gear, but it's not better than my real war gear. The stats are lower, but it does look better because it's not like free-to-play stuff. But there are no jewels in this. So he decided to port next to me, scouted me, and I think about this time he kind of looked at our guild and realized we are a sugar guild, so he shouldn't be hitting me, because we are obviously allied with all the other sugar guilds. If you're in a sugar guild, that's kind of how it goes. You shouldn't be attacking each other, but it doesn't really matter. For me, honestly, personally, they can hit me all they want. If anyone ever wants to hit me, even my own guild, I'll let them hit me, but it's basically them wasting their troops, so they probably shouldn't hit me. But yeah, so I think you realize in that way, I think that's why there wasn't a follow-up attack after this, or he was just a little precarious about hitting me because he might lose his leader. But so I'm sitting here waiting to see if he does hit me, because I don't know actually what's going on. I was like, oh, that was a sugar guild, but I guess he doesn't realize I'm in sugar, so I'm just waiting to see if he'll send the leader, because obviously it would make a really good video if I was able to cap his mythic champ and all that. So I'm just sitting here. Right now, there's a couple things I'd have to do. I have to look at what he's sending, switch my gear, and then switch phalanxes if I have time. But right now I am sitting with okay stats. I'm probably under 300,000 because I have none of my jewels or anything like that. Just the gear, so, or 300%, not 300,000. 300, probably 300% stats right now, so I'm just waiting to see, is he going to go? And then he sends me a message, and I was like, oops, sugar. I'm like, okay, so he's not going to hit me. And there's Ryan there, by the way. He did recognize me, but he didn't say anything, so thanks for saying that, or not saying anything. Yeah, thanks for not pointing me out that I am a trap, because that kind of ruins the trap if you point it out. Or actually, people might actually try to go for it too, because these kingdoms is a lot of what's called titans and stuff like this. This guy's obviously a titan, but he didn't actually send anything crazy or anything. It was just a farming attack. That's all he sent. He just sent the tier 4 to go farm my leader. So nothing happened there. But then this is actually really funny, because there was a rally going on right here, so I'm just sending my leader through the rally area, just to see if anyone can see it, because I try to send through places where people can see the leader walking through, because it's basically the biggest chance of people actually seeing it and hitting me. Because if I just walk it across the map randomly, no one might see it, and it's just a waste of ports and all that stuff, because it takes a little bit of gems to set this trap up, because you gotta like give your leader away, then port around, and where do you want to go, and all that stuff. So so I'm just walking my leader back, seeing if anyone is going to actually hit me. Sometimes it takes them a couple seconds to realize what's going on. So sometimes you have to wait a couple seconds after your leader comes back to see. I also don't like sitting there too long after my leaders come back, because people can set stuff up on you and you might not be ready. So this guy's actually sending an attack here. He sent that really fast, so that was a really fast attack. I didn't even have time to actually see what he was sending. So that usually doesn't mean it's tier 4. It's tier 3. So, but he has actually some good speed up gear here. So I think that's why his attack is actually. Oh, I have the sound on. Oopsies. So yeah, so that's why he was really fast. But yeah, so this is actually the same guild, the same sugar guild that hit me right before. So obviously they don't really know our tag very well, because, well, there's so many sugar guilds, a lot of times you don't know all the tags and all the naps and alliances you have in kingdoms and all that. And if you're a newer guild to the kingdom. Maybe they don't know you very well, but yeah. So like I said, I don't care if they hit me. It's them losing the troops. So if they don't realize I'm sugar, it's their kind of their problem at that point for them losing their troops, because I'm not losing any troops on these attacks. And obviously, if they started a rally, that rally would not go through because you can't rally in a ally guild. People will be telling each other, hey, you can't do that. And they probably look at the tags at that point and realize, oh, shoot, he is sugar. You can't hit him. But anyway, so there was a lot of sugar guilds in this kingdom, but there was obviously the opposite of us as well who were fighting. So I did catch a couple of them, but yeah, so either way, it's okay. I get free kills for it. It's not the biggest deal. I give the leaders back if they hit me and all that stuff. So this is actually the KW guild. So this is the big conglomerate of KW people. There's I don't know who is KW allied with, but yeah, they've got like KW 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25. And this is where like I think Chen Yi is from this, so a lot of the emperors and stuff, so they win emperor a lot. So this is KWA for you. I'm not going to actually switch my gear. I don't need to switch my gear. My speed up gear is fine because it does have jewels in some of my speed up gear pieces, so totally fine. Don't need to switch my war gear or anything like that. Just switching phalanx is usually enough to reduce the damage. I don't have a lot of HP on my gear anyway, so it's not like it's a big problem if I don't. Most of my HP is actually coming from my infirmaries and my talents and all that, so that's also why the 1000 IQ trap works a lot of times when I'm walking my leader back, because I actually still have almost all the HP. Well, not all the HP, because obviously I don't have my my talents when the leader's walking back. When the leader gets back, I don't need to switch gear as much, because I almost have full, my actually armor, what's not armor, what's it called, gear only gives me 30% HP, so it's not a big missing. It's the attack that I have like 180% on the gear, so that's what I'm usually missing. And this guy actually didn't have any infirmaries, or at least he had one infirmary, and that was 40,000. I filled that up, and he lost 210,000 tier 4 because of that. And also he sent no fodder or anything like that, so the attack was like hitting like a wet noodle sort of thing, so he only did 1,000 damage. I don't think he even had gear. I think he was like in his like range gear or something like that. He didn't even bother to switch gear to hit me. It was a really random attack, because I think I stole his ball. Yeah, so look at this gear. This is the gear he hit me in. It's like some speed up stuff, range gear with some like I don't know, purple scrolls. It's like, what is that gear? And that's what he decided to send and gave his leader to me, basically. So I must have stole his ball, because this is during Lord's Cup. I just kind of sit in the Wonder and steal people's balls, or wait till them to kick near them. That's a little too far for me, because obviously people will port next to it. If it's close enough to me that I can just hit like a 50% speed up, I'll usually take that. So this is actually the clip that or part of the reason why the Emperor's gang banged me. One of them was obviously because I trapped Chen Yi by doing this trap, and you saw that in the video. The other one was this one, because another one of the people who was in the video, this is KW10, who is a past emperor, and LNG, whatever his name was, the LNG guy who is the current Baron, obviously trapped them during this time in what's called the this guy KW10. He actually joined in that Emperor gangbang, because he was one of the past emperors that was in that. So he does have a, I think it's a sword, a emperor's sword. So he was the emperor once, I believe, and got the emperor's sword from that. So it's Christ Finarch is the person. And then there's another titan important next to me as well. This is Pappy, Poo Pappy. Yeah, so I don't know actually how to say his name, but he is speeding up. I'm just making sure that it's not anything. It was tier 2, so that actually came in really fast. So I'm going to switch back to my my infantry phalanx, just in case someone decides to send range, because a lot of these guys like to send range. I don't know why. I guess it does more damage, especially if I'm sitting cav phalanx. So this guy's sending range at me, so it's a good thing I'd already switched over to infantry phalanx. The only time I'll switch to cav is when I see someone sending something like that, sending cav at me just to reduce the damage. Because normally, what will happen is I will sit in infantry phalanx, because just in case gangpang comes in and all that, it's just way better than sitting in cav phalanx. You do not want to get that hit by that. So this is Christ Finarch, who is the Baron, mythic champ. I believe they're all mythic champ, actually, but none of them are sending their leaders, because they're during the Wonder War, and I guess they don't want to lose their leader, I guess. Or their leaders are in the Wonders, one of the two. So none of them set their leaders in here, but I did get a bunch of free kills, free tier 4 kills from this, which is awesome. I'm actually surprised he only set 250. Was that only a 250 hit? Because usually during the Wonder Wars, you would think people be popping boosts and stuff like that, but I think that was only a 250 hit from the Barron there. And KBW10 is coming in with the Scout, but no, I did not put off my anti-Scout. I usually, very, very rarely will put up an attack boost. It's not really worth it at that point because I usually have enough attack to cap everyone. It's just the HP a lot of times is the problem, especially with these tier 5 familiars. The tier 5 familiars can really, really hurt, and I think all these guys actually have the tier 5 familiars. Doesn't mean they sent them in these attacks. I believe the Baron did send his tier 5 familiars, and you'll kind of see that in the report. And you know right away, basically, if they set the tier 5 familiars, because your tier 1 is in your infirmaries, and you're like, well, that's the only way, is the auto damage, basically. Yeah, so this is the Baron there, full mythic champ. He did not hit me with his leader, though. Pupoi, just in his speed up gear, he does have full mythic champ, I'm pretty sure. And KW10 for sure has full mythic champ. And he has a Baron sword, or not Baron sword, Emperor sword. So he has the Emperor sword from winning the Emperor once. And then, yeah, I don't think anyone else was an Emperor here, but they did end up like just leaving me alone, I guess, after that. But after that, and then I went and trapped. I think it was Chen Yi like 10 minutes later, and then they did the Emperor gangbang. So, quote unquote, left me alone. So yeah, that was the tier 5 familiars there. You can see they filled. Sorry, they filled my infirmaries with my tier 1. Well, they didn't fill the infirmaries, but oh yeah, so this one also had tier 1. So yeah, you can see they're doing very little damage, actually, but it's this these stupid double tier 5 familiars or whatever they have that do so much damage. It's like, even yeah, because the auto damage from the tier 5 familiars hits right at the start, I've like, there's nothing you can really mitigate that with other than like having a lot of HP, because it just does auto damage. It's like, it's going to do this much damage to you no matter what you do. I mean, unless you end the battle within like 4 seconds after or something like that. That's the only way they do it. But some of them are just, it does 600% damage. The other one does it over time. But so the other one is just like auto damage, nothing you can do. The other one does it over time. So if you cut the time down, I guess you could reduce the damage, but that's the only way. And this is KW10, by the way. I just pulled up his thing. So yeah, he does have full mythic champ and the Emperor sword, and all that stuff. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is kind of the precursor to that other video. So I'll leave the link in with the other video in the description down below if you haven't seen that, and you kind of see what happens afterwards. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.